What is up, everybody, and welcome back once again to the Don't Shoot Disc Golf podcast. This is week number 28. I am your host, Mr. Harry Messenger, coming to you live from my studio in South Manchester, and I would like to give a massive shout out to London Disc Golf Community for sponsoring the YouTube stream. The YouTube stream is available on the comments of the shared post. Please check out Ollie's YouTube channel in the description of the YouTube stream, and thanks for the support. And once again, this week's podcast is sponsored by Catch the Spirit. Find out more later from them. But yeah, hope everybody is well. Thank you so much for coming up in the chat, everybody. And I want to say a big shout out to Jamie Matthews for being the first person in tonight. So hi Jamie, hi Adam, and yeah, and without any further ado, if he's ready, I would love to welcome in from the Disc Golf UK Digital Green Room and say a big welcome to this week's guest. Happy International Coffee Day, Charlie O'Brien.
Happy International Coffee Day. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, welcome. I'm glad to have you. And Charlie making his first appearance on the podcast. So yeah, welcome, Charlie.
My pleasure.
Thanks for coming on. And I want to say a hello to Nelson Van Alden for joining us in the YouTube comments. So anybody on YouTube, I will now see when you've commented as well. So feel free to interact wherever you like. Hello, Ian McDougall and Shane. Welcome to the stream. Charlie is very quiet according to chat, so I can fix that. You should have more Charlie now.
How's that? How's your audio?
I'm sure it's good, Charlie. I've turned you up on my side, so you should be all right. So yeah, Charlie, why don't you give yourself a little introduction and let anybody new to the Don't Shoot community who's never met you in person let them know who you are.
So me, I've been touring around UK disc golf, must be about 12 years now. I started playing at Burnlaw. For those of you who have been playing disc golf for a fair few years will have come up to Burnlaw. It's a 18-hole course on a pretty big farm in Northumberland, in the north. Me, my dad and my brother, I'm sure you would have seen my name pop up around Facebook, you know, on the disc sales or on the Facebook group. I'm quite passionate about my discs. I try and sell out some of the prettiest discs around.
Yeah, it's been really cool seeing some sales pop up, seeing some regulars in the comments, and getting some bids in on the little auctions. So yeah, it's cool to see you doing that. And yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Charlie is one of the higher rated players in the country. Top 10 still, Charlie, or are you just outside now?
I should be top 10. I would have thought about 5th, 6th, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, there or thereabouts. So yeah, really cool to have somebody performing at his highest level and from a disc golfing family, with Charlie's brother and Charlie's dad being also in the top 10 highest rated players. And right now Joe is number 1, right?
Yeah, correct.
Correct. Yeah, I think probably to be short-lived. I think we've got a new number 1 coming in the next update, but it's cool to see his name back up there. Yeah, big shout out to Ben. That's a crazy first tournament. So
I didn't even know who Ben was, and then I saw these scores coming in Croydon, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Champs to see how Ben can perform on another course as well, because I know Croydon's his local course, so it'll be interesting to see how he can compare different layouts. But I'm sure he's definitely going to be here to stay in the show. So before we go any further with the show, I need to say a massive thanks to our sponsors. So we've got Catch the Spirit sponsoring this week's giveaway. That'll be announced later in the show. We've got Disc Golf UK for sponsoring the Digital Green Room, and of course London Disc Golf Community for the YouTube stream. Thanks to all my sponsors, and let's get on with the show. And as always, we like to start with the UK Disc Golf news. And we've got some UK Disc Golf news to talk about this week, Charlie. So where do you want to start?
I got pretty psyched over the Night Strike 3s releasing the other night.
Another big signature disc release. A
bit of a hit on my bank account. I bought 3.
Man likes a Night Strike.
One actually literally just arrived. So I bought a Night Strike 2. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick this up. And my Night Strike 3, just one of them.
Yeah.
And there should be 2 more on the way.
That green stamp looks super clean.
Yeah, I know. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, not a disc I throw the Night Strike. One of my very favourite discs of all is the Streamline Drift. Do I have one right here? Yes, I do. So Streamline Drift, which is a very similar disc to the Night Strike. Oh,
I've never even thrown the Night Strikes.
that was an interesting turn of events, pulling out my headphones, so I will not be able to hear anything going on for a second, but we fixed that.
I haven't even thrown any Night Strikes, so I'm interested to throw them. So I've heard the Night Strike 3s are similar to the first ones. They should be a lot straighter. And the Night Strike 2 should be a little bit more stable. So I'm looking forward to go out on the practice ground and try them out. Yeah,
it'd be really cool to see what you can make them do. I've seen Jamie Matthews, who's here in the chat. He loves a Night Strike, and I've seen some absolutely ridiculous shots that he's thrown with them. He can throw them on a laser about 100 meters. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do with them too. And yeah, cool to see so many people grab them. I know they sold out in, I think it was 14 minutes on Ace.
Yeah, something like that.
Which was crazy. And then Disc Golf UK managed to... There was still some in stock in the morning when I woke up, but only 5. Yeah. So they were gone not soon after. So I think we sold 100, nearly 100 across both UK shops, which is pretty nuts, right?
Yeah, so on Ace, I was pretty surprised to see all the... discs just literally fly out, and I noticed they released a video where there was only I noticed there were only a few blue ones, like the green blue sort of coloured discs, and loads of peach ones, and I was a bit gutted to miss out on the blue ones on Ace. And then Harry, actually yourself, you commented, oh, Disc Golf UK have just released and there's so many, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to go and grab a blue one from Disc Golf UK.
Yeah,
which is what I did.
Perfect. Yeah, I know. I think I saw somewhere that it was 4,000 globally. And we got almost 100 of them in the UK, which is quite cool, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see how the market reacts over time.
Yeah, that kind of thing is always pretty cool to track and see, isn't it?
I have a feeling that these ones are going to be a little bit more sought after than the Night Strike 2s, just because Nate Perkins himself has said that they fly slightly straighter and truer and similar to the first ones that were released.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are really big fans of the first ones. I know quite a lot of pro players bagged them as well, so it'd be cool to see if the 3s make their way into the in the bags you see on YouTube and the normal stuff. We got Jamie in chat saying he got 3 as well. We got people commenting on Discmania how well they're doing on terms of social media hype. I was having an interesting discussion with a community member this week about the brands which seem to have more hype than their actual, because brands like Discmania don't produce their own discs, they sell them through Innova and through Latitude. So it was being remarked to me that brands like Discmania often have one of the more avid followings, even though they have... Charlie, sorry, you have made it so I can hear myself somehow just then.
I think I was trying to look at the Facebook comments.
There you go.
Live,
yeah.
I fixed that.
You fixed it. Perfect. Sorry, I just had my own voice in my ears and got very confused, but I think we're good. So yeah. So UK Disc Golf news. We've talked about Night Strikes releasing. So anyone in chat else get a Night Strike? Let us know. I'm excited to hear. And other things that happened this week in the UK Disc Golf news. We've got announcement coming tomorrow about more members of Team Disc Golf UK, which is exciting. I did my best to spoil that last week on the show, but I didn't actually really know enough to spoil it properly. But got a proper announcement coming tomorrow, so I look forward to that.
Should be some Team Ace announcement. I think we're expecting about the. I know there's been a shortlist going to be formed at some point in the near future, if not already formed.
Yeah, I think the shortlist was released previously, and they were talking about it last week, so it's good to see that. And yeah, we've got a tournament coming up in Scotland this weekend, I believe.
Yeah, the Caledonian Open. I'm going to have to go up and try and defend that. The Caledonian Open was actually held at Dunbar, up at Seamus's course, Bluebell Woods. If people aren't familiar, it's a very wooded course, but Seamus has attracted so many good European players like Silver Lat, Seppo Payu over to that course, and it's really outstanding, if not one of the best, the best, considered the best course in the UK. I've actually got the Caledonian Open trophy here.
Yeah, so this year's tournament's not at... This year's tournament's in Glasgow, correct?
Correct, so there's 3 courses in Glasgow. Ross Hall was the first one put in, but there isn't actually many tournaments played there just because it's slightly overgrown and not maintained as well. So there's going to be... the first round is going to be at Rook Hill. It's only a one-day event, which is a 9-hole course. There'll be 2 circuits of that, so it'll be 18 holes. And then over to the full 18 Springburn, which is actually one of my favourite courses. I really love Springburn. So, it's great. It's mid-range heaven.
Yeah.
So many birdies to be had.
Yeah. For me, it was not a mid-range heavy course. It was a distance driver course for me with slightly less distance than you, Charlie. But I really enjoyed playing at Springburn and look forward to going again. I was going to be going to GGO, but I was unfortunately injured, so I couldn't make it. But So we've got the field for the Caledonian Open. I can bring that up onto the stream right now so you guys can see a little bit of the PDGA information. Sorry, I'll lose Charlie's video for a sec, but so it looks like we've got 5 players in the Open division, including Charlie O'Brien and Chris O'Brien.
It's I'm not sure if my dad's going to make it, and hopefully Joe's going to be able to come up. He's actually staying down in Essex. He's been practicing at Essex University course, but hopefully he's going to come up. He did very well at Springburn.
Yeah, he did. He was incredible there. So it'd be nice to see Joe make it as well. And other people we've got Chris Smith, Seamus, and John Bruce, and then a field of 10 in advanced, 3 advanced swimming, which is really nice to see, and then some masters, intermediate players, and a load of rep players, which is also great to see some new players getting in. For those of you who don't know, in Scotland, these kind of tournaments, the divisions usually play one up from where we do in England. So if you were MA4 in England, you'd likely play MA3 in Scotland because they often offer advanced division, which would be MA1, which we don't offer in England. So when I go up, I play MA2, and soon I'll be moving up to MA1 in Scotland, whereas here I'm MA3 and move up to MA2. So that's a little bit of info if you were confused by the new players being in MA3. So yeah, and obviously it'd be great to talk about that next week and see if we've got the winner on this week's show. See if Charlie can defend his title.
Hopefully, that's the plan. Yeah,
it'll be good to see. It certainly would be good to see. And then we've got another Scottish event coming up relatively soon as well that I know you're keen to talk about, and obviously I am, because I am hopefully, fingers crossed, restrictions
Scottish
allowing,
Open.
Heading up to the Scottish Open, which this year's a one-day event.
Yeah, it's a shame they changed that to the one-day event, but it had to be done. There were too many problems created from having that a 2-day event due to COVID, obviously. So it's actually quite interesting. The Scottish Open has switched. Last year it was held in Glasgow, and now it's held at Dunbar. They've done a bit of a switch. I actually won the Scottish Open last year as well, which is great.
There you
go. But yeah, it's good to see that they're intertwining, changing it up, so it's not just the same every year.
Yeah, it'll be really cool to see, and hopefully I will be there. I have got 4 nights of hotel accommodation booked, which is a slight amount of overkill for a one-day tournament, but it's one of my favourite places to play, so I'm really excited to head back up to Dunbar and check it out again. And hopefully my elbow is almost recovered to the point where I'll be able to play properly, so that'll be really nice by then.
That'll be great.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, it should be good. And then obviously we got British Champs the weekend after as well, which is also been in the UK Disc Golf news this week. A lot of people a little bit confused about British Champs, newer players not really understanding the format. There's been quite a lot of problems with people not qualifying this year due to coronavirus, and I think probably not the best place to talk about that right here, but there's been some discussions and debates on Facebook, so if anybody wants to go and read through some
quite interesting.
so, some spiciness, then there's some posts around. But yeah, I'm really excited for the British Open. It's a really great format that feels slightly prestigious, which is something that I don't really get at a lot of other British disc golf events at the moment. So for me personally, it's the end of the disc golf year. I play the same division all year, and so this year it's been MA3, and for the second year in a row I've accumulated the most points in my division. So I'm going in as the points champion at very least. I'm sure somebody else will take the actual crown. I will be.
I'll be cheering you on.
Yeah,
I believe in you.
Yeah, hopefully it goes well, and yeah, you guys in MA3 need to watch out, because hopefully my elbow will be healed and I will be taking down the title. And
you'll have to practice it in Scottish Open.
Yeah, I would play the weekend before, and it's at Bedworth, which is the tournament I shot my highest rated round at by a significantly long way. So hopefully I've got my confidence of that going back in. I think it's 60 points higher than any other rated round I've shot. So
wow,
971 I believe it was in the end. So
very impressive.
Yeah, hopefully I can bring some of that back again, and not the. For anybody who knows, I was at that tournament. I shot 20 shots better in round 3 than in round 1. So
wow.
Hopefully I can repeat the round 3 performance, not the round 1 performance. But yeah, I'm excited to bring it and to see everybody again. Hopefully, coronavirus restrictions allowing, but that'll be really exciting and really good. So there was something else. We were supposed to be talking about in UK Disc Golf News, wasn't there?
On the Disc Golf News, I cannot recall.
You cannot recall. It was definitely at least one of the thing on the topic, so we may have to come back to that. But I am blanking a little bit. So yeah, let's. Should we move on? Why not? Let's move on. We've just had a message in the Twitch chat. We are also live on Twitch, so if anybody watches on Twitch, feel free to go follow me on Twitch. I think I have 1 viewer now, and that is the most I've ever had. So welcome to my wife watching on Twitch. Thank you, Amy, for being my only viewer. And in respect to Amy, let's do her favourite segment of the show, I think, which is Desert Island Discs, which is where we ask. Charlie's been preparing for this, I know. And so this is the point where I ask Charlie. I say, there's going to be a 1-day event on a desert island. You're only going to be able to bring 3 discs. So sorry. There's going to be some open holes, some wooded holes, some palm trees, plenty of beverages of your choice. It's going to be a chill time on a desert island, but I'd like to know what discs you're going to bring.
So it's pretty tough choice considering I've got thousands of discs in the house. But I have to go for, I'm not sure if many people know this, but it's quite an old disc, and I've got a fairly new one. It's an APX Swirl, and you don't see many of these. This is pretty good condition as well.
Yeah,
it's really fun to throw, just like Anheuser's, you do.
So I've never heard of that disc. So you're gonna have to describe what that does to me.
So the APX from Discraft, people throw it for straight, but I have a first run APX in my bag that I throw for tournaments, and it's just for my Anheuser approach shots. I just find it really useful. Bit of a utility disc for me, throwing high Anheisers or little cheeky lines. But the APX Swirl is known for just really nice smooth flights, and it's one of the funnest discs to throw for me.
Sweet. That looks really cool. I've never seen one of them before, so that's nice. So what have you got? What else have you got for us?
I've been throwing a lot of buzzers recently. I just picked up a new ESP Paul Macbeth buzz. It's a bit more stable for me. It's getting some nice skips, so I've put that in the bag for the Caledonian Open. But this is one of the prettiest discs I own. It's a Tie-Dye Swirl Elite Z buzz, and it's just fairly straight for me. It's just one of my favourite discs, so I can't go without that. Good.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are the same as you. A lot of people love a buzz, and it's one of the more mainstream discs in people's bags these days. I would say a lot of people throw one, so it's cool to see you've got an old school swirly buzz. So yeah, very nice disc.
It's quite tough for the driver. I've tried out the Zeus recently, and it's flying so nice. Like getting a little bit extra distance, just being able to really, like 130, 140 meters, really pinpoint the basket and getting in, within about 5 meters. I also love Thunderbirds, but if I'm on a desert island, I'm gonna have to go for, like a pretty cool looking old disc. I'm gonna go for an old Eagle, and this may appear later on in the show as well when we talk through some old runs of discs. I'm gonna try to explain some what this means here, where it says 9-time Ken Climo, and some of the differences in the runs. But yeah, that's my drive I'm choosing.
I'm gonna say bold choice. I think I'm excited to hear the segment later where we're going to talk about some of the older discs. But one thing about old discs that some people will obviously have not thought about is that if you lose them, you're not gonna have an easy time grabbing another one. So
unless you've got multiple of them.
Unless you have multiple, and then you're all right. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't throw any old discs. I like to stick with we've got the pile to show off, but I usually like to stick with discs that I would find fairly easy to replace if I was to lose one. So I'm a little bit different there, but it's cool. Yeah. So there's Charlie's 3 Desert Island discs. You will see them on our Instagram later in the week, I believe. So check out our Instagram, and while we're at it, check out Catch the Spirit's Instagram. Isn't that right, Charlie?
So yeah, I'm going to be posting some content. I'm going to be working on it, and we're going to try to get some cool content. There shouldn't be a shortage of talent. I'm going to try to get film some shots of my brother, of me, and my dad. Try to get some cool shots, and post some good information about disc golf and frisbee. We don't have any posts at the moment, but I'm going to be working on that and posting out some content. It's just simple. It's just Catch Your Spirit on Instagram. Appreciate a follow. That'd be great.
Yeah, so go check out Charlie's Instagram. I know there's going to be a giveaway on there at some point coming soon, fingers crossed. So follow the Catch the Spirit Instagram for all that kind of stuff. And speaking of giveaways, this week's giveaway is sponsored by Catch the Spirit. And Charlie, do you want to show off what we got? And then we're going to come up with some way of giving it away. And don't worry, guys, I haven't forgotten about last week's giveaway. We're going to do the draw for that right now. So yeah, Charlie, what have we got for this week?
So I was kind of thinking, I created a sort of set. So I've got a putter, a towel, and a couple of minis. I'll show you the putter first. I'm not sure if the sparkle print is going to come up on there.
Oh, you can kind of see it, yeah.
Colour isn't the best, but it's actually a hot pink, and it's got like a kind of reflective sparkle print. It's very nice. It's actually a wizard, max weight, feels great. I know Angus Green puts with a wizard, and a fair few other people. Chris Smith, who is going to be at Caledonian Open, he puts with a wizard.
Yeah, I know. For those of you who are Disc Golf UK fans, I know the Baron. One of the discs that inspired how the Baron flies was the wizard. So it's very very traditional putter, and often recommended as one that you should try at some point.
I've also got I'm not sure if that's going to show up on the camera, if it's going to focus, but I've got a Catch the Spirit mini. It's white, and I've also got just a plain white one, so you can draw your own design on it, use it when you're out playing, you can do what you want with that. And I've just got a towel as well. So it should be a nice little set to boost your bag for whoever wins it.
Definitely. Brilliant. So how do you want to give that away, Charlie? What should we do? Should we get people to comment and chat? Do you want people to answer a question? Do you want them to try and make you laugh? Do you want them to tell you a disc golf story? We can do whatever. We've got 25 viewers at the moment, so give the people some way to win.
I haven't even thought about this. That's a good question. I feel like the fairest way is do some sort of random draw rather than me personally choosing something I like. So if there's a way of doing that, that'd be great. We
can definitely do that. So I tell you what, we'll give you a couple of minutes, and what we're going to do is we're going to get Charlie to think of a question he's going to ask you. All you have to do is drop any answer to that question in chat, and you'll be in with a chance of winning. And while we do that, we'll do the draw for the other giveaway, which we've got from last week, which is of course the Disc Golf UK starter set that we were doing Facebook and Instagram comments for. And how many entries have we got to this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 34 entries, which is pretty cool. So you've got 1 in 34 chance of winning if your name comes up on this random draw that I'm about to do now. So let's switch over to this while we do that. Do a random number. 34. Generate. So name 21 on this list. Let me do some counting, and then we'll tell you who the winner was. 21. So the winner is Kieran J. So Kieran J will be having a Disc Golf UK starter set sent his way sometime soon. So congrats to Kieran. I'll hook you up on Facebook and get you those Disc Golf UK starter sets to you. So thanks for playing last week's giveaway. And Charlie, have you come up with some kind of question for the people?
I have. So I'm going to be giving away a putter. I would like to know what is your main putter? Comment down below the putter that you use, that you go for on those tricky 9-meter putts. You're going to try slamming the centre pole and chains.
What's your answer to that question, Charlie? What's your main putter?
Oh, I'm actually so ready for this. I putt with P2s, but recently I've been getting into the glow D-line P2s.
Oh yeah.
The spider ones, and I've managed to collect quite a few. Shout out to a few people who've sold me these recently. So I've got 3 new ones spare, and a couple I'm going to be using. They just feel so good.
Yeah, they're certainly a great disc. They're certainly a good disc. For me, P2s are slightly too overstable. I'm going to flex on you guys because I can reach my putters right here. Try not to cause an avalanche, but you guys all know that I putt with Casterplast Ricos.
Classic. You love your Casterplast.
I do love my Casterplast, and the Rico is probably one of the best discs that Casterplast make. Lots of people typing Team Rico in the chat right now, and I'm appreciating that. So yeah, you guys know, you guys knew this was coming, but yeah, Rico is definitely more straight than a P2. It's also slightly lower profile than a P2. It's got a tiny micro bead on the bottom, and you can just put it straight at the chains, and it's going to go in if you get it how you're aiming.
I can see quite a lot of answers coming in through here. Just a random one. Gareth puts with the Aviar classic. I like that.
Old school.
Old school.
Dan Hunter, Don't Shoot Lander, also a great putter. I
haven't even tried that.
Oh, you need to get yourself on, Charlie. It's really good. It's definitely the best ever made English made disc. I'm gonna say. I've got a lander in my bag. I use it for longer putts. It flies very much like a P2, I would say. It's slightly more stable than Rico's. It's got a bead on the bottom, which is really comfortable. And yeah, if you don't have a lander, check one out. And if you want to, you can go on Disc Golf UK right now, and there are still some Don't Shoot Podcast stamped launch landers available.
Wow.
So it's got really cool art on, and you should...
Oh, I've seen that artwork. I love that.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's really cool, and hopefully in the future we'll still get that art on more discs, but right now it's exclusive to the landers, so go get a lander, support the show, and try it out. Ben saying in chat, so you're saying that the Reiko is like a P2 but slightly worse. If your putting form is terrible and you need an overstable putter to putt well, then yes.
The reason why I use P2s is because I have a slight spin putt. And if you notice, Simon and Eagle both have spin putts amongst other pro players at Third Mania. And they really just get the P2 to glide, but on that nice reliable hyzer. So that's, similar to what I go for.
I see that Simon's actually switched away from P2s these days, and he puts with P1Xs now.
Yeah,
or P1s maybe actually.
Possibly, yeah. I'm pretty sure he went through a phase of putting with P3Xs at one point, and then he switched back to P2s.
Yeah, he definitely has yellow P1s in his bag at the moment. So
interesting. They fly similar to an Aviar.
Yeah. Much more like a Reiko as well, a bit straighter. So interesting to see Simon switch, and but it was really funny when he went back to they did this video with Eagle, and they swapped bags, and so Simon was putting with Eagle's P2s, and he was just absolutely loving them. He was just like, oh, why don't I put with P2s anymore? So that was funny. So yeah, thanks for dropping your putters in the chat, everybody. Dan says he's going to send you a lander, Charlie. So
great.
There you go.
I have a real shortage of Disc Golf UK discs, and I went for the Ace competition. I was out there a couple of days. One of the days I was out there for like 3-4 hours, and then on the last day I was out there nearly all day, 8 hours, and all I had was 2 safe flies. I really don't like beaded discs. I really struggled with them. I'd found them quite inconsistent, just the way that I throw, I guess. I hit the rim a bunch of times. It's very frustrating, but yeah, that's the only Disc Golf UK discs I have.
got a question for you in the chat from Josh Dyer. Thanks for the question, Josh. He says, has Charlie ever thrown an Envy or a Proxy?
I have not.
Charlie.
What manufacturer is this from?
They're from Axiom Discs, which is MVP's other company, basically.
I predominantly throw Innovate, Discraft, and Discmania. I've ventured out a little bit into Trilogy. I've thrown a few molds here and there. But yeah, if people ask me for disc advice, I normally advise, go get yourself an AVR, T-Bird, that sort of thing.
So
for the standard.
For someone still quite young, Charlie's very old school when it comes to what plastic to throw. But Charlie, I'll definitely I'll bring some Castoplast and some Axiom and stuff next time we meet up, great. And I'll let you have a go, because Envy is probably one of the best throwing putters ever. It's a bit of a bold statement, but there's a lot of people who would back me up on that, including a lot of pro players. So we'll have to see.
I see Robin Vick throws an Envy for his approach shots.
Yeah, really great disc. I've had one in my bag for almost 3 years now. So I'm an Envy shill.
I'm envious of that. Give me a throw. Scottish Open.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've probably got one you can have. To be honest, I've got tons of them. But yeah, cool. So putter chat completed. Let's pick a winner for the giveaway, shall we?
What's the best way of doing this?
The best way of doing this is me copy and pasting the chat into a Google Sheet and then doing a random number generator. So let's do that.
Okay. Sounds good.
So while we're here, we've got 2 more bits of disc golf news that we have not mentioned yet. The sad news that Mull 2021 is postponed.
Yeah, I'm really sad about that.
So if the people didn't know, Mull was postponed from this year from coronavirus, and then it's been postponed again because it's sort of a social event. It's a big kind of party on an island, and as well with a disc golf competition as well on a really cool course. So the decision, I think, has been made to put it back one more year to make sure it can be as awesome as it can possibly be when it returns. I believe that's accurate.
Yeah. So October last year, me and Gareth was actually, for people that don't know, he was planning to film a film about the Isle of Mull, how magical it is, and the tournament up there. I was really looking forward to seeing it, and we went up and did some filming for that in October. And then obviously the virus hit, it got cancelled in the spring, and it's quite sad that it's going to be cancelled again next year, but it's definitely the right call from Cy. Cy, my dad, and James, they're all running that. And hopefully that'll allow us to safely put it on in 2021, 2022 even. It's definitely the right call to make.
Yeah, I think it's probably sensible. And while it's a shame, it's probably going to make it so 2022's tournament can be as epic as possible. And yes, Chris pointing out in chat that Mull 2021 is still going to be a thing you can go to if restrictions allow. There's going to be whiskey time and no PDGA sanctioning, but if anybody fancies a disc golf holiday next year, then I would check out Mull anyway, because I'm sure it's going to be it's still going to be something cool.
It sounds like I'll be going then. My dad's saying that.
There you go.
That's great.
Yeah.
Mull's so magical. It's one of the most amazing courses to play, because you're playing a hole, you're throwing from hill to hill, and then you just look behind you and there's just amazing view on a clear day in Mull. And then at the same time, the next day it could be so exciting because it's just like hail and a storm, and it's just wild. It's great. If you haven't experienced it, it's really hard to describe just of how magical it is.
Sorry, just reading through the chat, getting ready for getting the unique submissions out for the giveaway, and I noticed a question for me from Matt White. Got any watermelons? I do not, unfortunately, have any watermelons. I
don't think I have any watermelons.
It's an Axiom Discs thing. They make special.
I actually meant watermelons.
Every year they make a cool special run of discs, which is styled like a watermelon. So they have the rim one colour, and they have the rim in pink, and then the middle in green with the seeds done in the foil, and it's really cool. But
sounds tasty.
Yeah, they're quite hard to get in the UK. Because Axiom only really have one retailer in the UK, which is Disc Golf UK, and they don't really get the special editions sent over here yet or anything. You can't get the Tour Series discs over here or anything. So I spend every now and then I spend an inordinate amount of money buying things from America. But yeah, it's a really cool brand, and you should check it out if you have never thrown a never thrown an Axiom disc, everybody. Right, so let's see how many entries we've got in this competition. I think it's actually more than the other ones, so thanks everybody for hanging out in chat, which is kind of crazy.
I noticed my dad there, he posted, he puts with D-Line P2s, but he said, don't include him in the giveaway.
He's on the list. If he wins, we'll redraw. But yeah, we got 34 unique entries in that time. So thanks so much for checking out the podcast, everybody. Everyone on Facebook, no one on YouTube, but the YouTube chat is there and available if you fancy watching it on your TV or whatever. But
that sounds pretty handy.
Yeah, it's quite cool, and also Twitch, but no one watches on Twitch apparently. But we'll get there one day. And also for you guys who are listening later, hello to people in the future. Hello. We've got this week. We should go live on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. So if you want to listen on the podcast app of your choice, you should be able to find this later down the line.
That sounds great. Expanding onto all the medias.
Yeah, cool. So we've got 34 unique entries on this one as well, which is exactly the same as the other one. So we're going to regenerate, and entry 31 is the winner, which is Matt White, who we just mentioned, talking about
legend
watermelons. So Matt White is going to be the winner of your starter pack, and you guys can Charlie, can you get in contact with Matt, or would you like me to do so?
No, I'll be able to sort that out. I'll send them down to him.
Perfect.
I remember the first time I met Matt, it was the British Championships 2018, I believe, at Creeksea. And I remember there was a slip and slide into the pond, and he did this sort of like slide, rotate, throw into the basket. I was like, whoa, who's that guy? It was great.
That is cool. I'm not 100% sure if I've ever met Matt in person. I think I have, but I can't entirely remember. So Matt, sorry if I have and I've forgotten.
I had the pleasure of playing with him a bunch of rounds. His partner was Dell at Final Throws. It was great seeing them two, the dynamic duo, playing in the doubles tournament at Final Throws. It was great.
I would absolutely love to go to Final Throws or something similar one day. So hopefully I can check out that course in the next few years.
Oh, it's a beautiful course, Hokum.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's number one on my got to go to list in the UK. So I think that and then Essex is number two. I haven't done either of those yet. So
I managed to go down twice this summer actually. Went down on a disc golf tour in a like a camper van. Went and passed through quite a lot of courses, and then obviously Final Throws as well.
Yeah, well, that's a perfect transition into something I wanted to talk about, which is disc golf touring in the UK. So well done on that, Charlie. It's almost like you've done this before. So yeah, we've got somebody on the podcast right now who does a lot of disc golf touring, plays a lot of tournaments all over the place, and travels for other disc golf related reasons. So Charlie, I wanted to pick your brain. What do you say is your number one piece of advice to someone who's considering traveling to play for the first time in 2021?
I would be aware of all the tournaments that are going on. If you're a beginner, I would say a good way to get into it is one-day events, because the nice little tasters, you're not committed to, if you don't get on with the course or something, you're not committed to the full weekend. It's a nice amount to play, and try and move around the UK as well, because you meet a lot of different players. I flew over to Ireland during the summer and played a few new courses over there. One at Kilbrony Park, a new one just outside of Belfast, and one in Coleraine, which Chris Miller's put in. I'm really impressed by that course in particular.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go out and check that out next year. Me and Chris have been talking and stuff, and Chris sent me this coffee, which I'm proud to show off on International Coffee Day. So we've had a coffee
your
and
interactions.
Exchange. Yeah. If anyone else is interested in a coffee and disc exchange, you might have to wait till next month. But I don't have an unlimited coffee budget. But I would be cool to send you a disc and some coffee from Manchester, and you will send me some from your place. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And this is really good coffee. And hi Chris in the chat as well. Nice to see you here. And go check out some cool courses in Northern Ireland.
The Coleraine course I believe it's going to be the Irish Open. It's going to be the Irish Open spot, which I'm really excited about. I only got to go play it once when I was there, but I was so impressed. It's just such a beautiful course. It's on Ulster University campus.
Oh, great.
I'd really recommend people, making a trip over. It's worth it.
Yeah, hopefully we can get dates for that kind of thing next year at some point, and I can plan a trip as well. So
That'd be
looking
great.
forward to that. Looking forward to that.
Me personally, touring, I've been touring more on the Quake tour, because obviously I live in Newcastle, which is up north. I've been playing at Dunbar mainly, and Glasgow, Springburn. I've been really enjoying that. But as I said, I've been moving around a lot during the summer. I will try to get the order right. We went and played with Noah. I saw James Luton there. It was good to play with some top players. Passed by Coy Park. Checked in with Del. I remember when we arrived, Del was just peeking out of the peeky hole of the shop. I was just like, "Hey up, Del." It was great. And then we went down to Wickham. We played Creeksea. It was good to check in with Emily there. And then we also played Essex University. My brother Joe is actually staying within walking distance of Essex University. So he's been playing there a lot, practicing there a lot.
Awesome.
So I'm going to go down and visit.
Yeah, really cool. I'm very excited for some touring in the near future as well. I've got a bit of a trip planned, hopefully, fingers crossed, next summer in Europe itself. So I'm hopefully going to go check out a few of the best courses in Europe. But I'm excited to do more UK events. Of course, we've got the 4 majors next year, hopefully. So fingers crossed, I'll be able to attend some of, if not all of those. And that'll be really fun.
Is it 5 majors?
Yeah, 5. So we've got 4 majors and then the British Championships of however that's going to work, I think. So it's going to be Scotland, Wales, England, and Northern Ireland.
So I think we know the Welsh. Are we calling it the Welsh Open?
I believe it was, yeah.
Welsh Open. It's going to be. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Felingary, yes. Felingary, yeah.
I'm not sure about the Scottish Open yet. I believe maybe it's Springburn, the Fully team there, which I'll be very happy about. Get people up playing that course. It's just such a beautiful course. It's on an old Victorian park in Glasgow, and yeah, I never get disappointed when I go there. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's a really good course. It's really cool to play. Would suggest checking it out if you have a day in Glasgow at any point.
And I think the English Open and the British Open is yet to be determined. I have a feeling one may be at Coy Park, and I was hoping one was going to be at Creeksea. I did speak to Emily about that, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, I'd like a chance to go visit Creeksea. Creeksea for me is one of those courses where it's so far that I can't, unless it's going to be a big tournament there that I can stay overnight at least 2 days. It's just too far for me to travel to. Obviously, it's completely the other side of the country. Pretty much as far away in England as you could possibly go. That being said, I made it down to the tournament in Devon this summer, so anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, I was very proud of my Saab, my disc golf touring car at the moment, for making it all the way up to Bluebell and then all the way down to the farm in Devon in back-to-back weekends, which is quite impressive, I thought.
That's great. Was that South Warden Farm?
Yeah.
Noah won that, I believe.
He did. Yeah, it was.
Noah.
It was a little bit of a walk in the park for Noah. He was able to shoot a pretty terrible third round and still comfortably win by about 10 shots. So
good stuff. Yeah. When I went and played with him, he's been really dialing in the putting practice. It's really noticeable. He actually set, I believe it's the record on the black course at Coy Park, -9. When me, Joe, my dad, and Derek, Sai was there actually, Sai Luard, went and played, and I got to witness greatness. It was amazing. Big shout out to him.
Yeah, that's an absolutely crazy score, by the way. If anyone hasn't played that course,
yeah, Coy Park is so tough. Yeah.
Yeah, probably would shoot 1060 in a tournament, maybe 1070.
I have no idea, but yeah, up there.
Very crazy. So let's hope Noah can keep doing that. We need to get Noah on the show at some point. Noah's ducking his social media responsibilities, in my opinion.
I'm not sure if he's watching now. Oh, I've got a question from Max. What's your favourite UK course? That's such a tough one. I'm gonna have to say Mull. It's just so amazing up there. Like when you're playing there, the feeling is like nothing else comparable. But there's a couple honourable mentions: Springburn, Dunbar, and Wickham. They're the other ones that I really enjoy playing.
Yeah, I can vouch for all 3 of those as very good courses. Apart from Wickham, I can't vouch for Wickham, but I've got so many.
It's amazing.
So
Sam
many,
George. So Hypotenuse, which is one of the most well-known holes, as well as Gulagong. It's about 100 and I'm not sure exactly. It might be, I believe it's like 170 meters, but it's just straight downhill into a valley, and the basket is raised above a car, and no one's, people have got close to hitting the basket, but no one's hit metal. And when I was playing with Sam, he hit it was coming in down the valley, and it just smacked off the top of the basket, almost went in. It was amazing.
That'd be such a good ace to get. And were you filming as well?
We weren't filming,
you weren't
unfortunately,
filming.
but it's up here in my head.
Yeah,
I remember it.
It seems to be one of those holes that everyone always films when they're throwing it. So I really hope the first time we do see an ace on that, it'd be cool to get it on video.
Hopefully, yeah, that'll be amazing.
Yeah, you could get that on Joe Miz's YouTube or whatever, or their social media. So we've got Ben asking in chat, Noah, are you going to take that? Noah doesn't ever watch my show. Noah is far too impatient to sit through a whole episode of my podcast.
I did actually see Noah. It popped up notification saying Noah is watching.
There you go.
If he was currently watching, I would say, Noah, send me my discs. Send me some discs.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure at least a certain part of the show every week is just banter at Noah's expense when he's not even here. But me and Noah learned to play together, so I feel like I'm allowed to dish out a fair amount of banter. He is here. We can quickly get all your Noah questions out in chat. But yeah.
Josh. I believe Josh is referring to Sam's amazing shot on Hypotenuse. Yeah. I saw Sam's shot, and then I was going for the ace run as well. I was inspired.
Really cool. Noah asks, what were you all saying? Charlie said send him his discs.
Send me my discs.
I said that you're shirking your social media responsibilities by not being a guest on my podcast yet after 28 episodes. What else were we saying? We're talking about your -9 round on the Black Course at Quarry Park and how good it was. So you don't need to worry about that.
All good things.
There's your little Noah update for everybody, and I'm sure we'll get him on the show at some point. So it'd be cool to do that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, we did at some point. Me and Noah did an interview for the blog side of disc golf, Don't Shoot Disc Golf, but it was never actually completed. So that's my bad. I should be better at writing my blog articles. But
I feel like you should tactically wait until after British Championships, and then the week after. You need to get the winner on the podcast.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't think Noah's playing British Championships though, which would be.
Oh, is he not?
Which would be interesting. Yeah, I believe he said he wasn't. So, but yeah, it would be cool to get the winner of the British Champion on the show. We'll have to wait and see if that happens.
That'd be good.
That certainly would be good. So, Charlie, what have we not talked about yet that was on the list? We wanted to talk about your old discs. Let's do that. We've got about 15 minutes left of the show, so let's have a little look at some of your old discs.
So up in my loft, they're mainly all my dad's discs, but I've got a fairly few old discs. But I just want to talk through possibly some of the newer players, the understanding of different runs, and one of the most well-known, possibly greatest player of all time, Ken Climo. He's got trademarks on some of the most well-known discs like Eagles, T-Birds, and I've got a few different Eagles here today. One of them you've already seen. I've got a 9-time KC Pro. You can see there it says 9, and this is fairly rare. When I was looking up there, I didn't even realize there were 9 times. But what I like to throw are 11-time champion T-Birds, and I don't have an 11-time champion T-Bird here. I believe that's upstairs, but I do have a 11-time champion Eagle, if you can see the print on that.
Yeah,
and these are more sought after because the run, the way these fly compared to the newer, this is just one I picked out from the shop. I'm not sure that's going to focus. That's just a 12-time. They fly very different. The plastic's slightly different, and they're more sought after. And I just wanted to highlight the understanding that, older discs in the different runs, they can fly very differently because in the factory, the different plastics they use. And I just wanted to go over that because I'm not sure if people have been recently seeing my disc sales. I've been kind of getting into picking out unique discs or, slightly special discs. Like sometimes, I'm looking through the shop and picking out a couple orders and I see like a swirly DX and I'm like, oh, that's great. I should post that up on the sales. I just find myself getting quite passionate about the different runs and all the different people are going crazy prices for certain discs, like the Cloudbreaker DD3.
Yeah, it's certainly crazy, isn't it? Especially ones that they're not making more of. I think Cloudbreaker 2 prices are going to go crazy because they've confirmed they're not making any more Cloudbreaker 2s. So
yeah.
So that's going to be one to watch. And something that I always wanted to know, and I found this out way too late in my disc golf playing, so hopefully other people knows. What does it mean, Charlie, when it says PFN?
PFN?
Yeah.
So does this say... Is this said on some certain discs?
Yeah, you'll see it on sales pages, and I didn't really know what it meant, and you'll see, and it means pre-flight numbers. It turns out.
Oh, I don't even use that. I just do little stars either side. I just say pre-flight numbers. There's actually a pre-flight numbers spider I just put up. Yeah. Oh, I was going to talk about this actually. The pre-flight numbers T-Bird, star T-Bird, if that's going to focus.
Not quite. You can kind of see, yeah. You can't. So basically, what it means is it doesn't have those little numbers in the boxes on the front. And I believe that Innova changed their stamps, like 5 years ago or so, to not have those. So
I think some of them are slightly older, but yeah, Innova, they've changed some of their champion. They introduced Blizzard champion. That wasn't a thing, 10, 15 years ago. And it's been interesting for me, growing up throwing discs, seeing the change and so much growth, especially here in the UK. And, everyone was just throwing Innova and a few Discraft and all that sort of thing. And now there's the introduction of all these different plastics and a real boom in what everyone's throwing. Like, everyone's got their own unique bags. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's certainly different. And I think we had a poll on the British Disc Golf Facebook page whether people thought that it was better to throw the old established brands, or whether it was better to, or whether people who only threw the old brands were limiting themselves, or whether it was just your choice what you'd like to throw, and all discs are basically the same, which is I think the option that won out in the end. I think that does make a lot of sense, and
it's quite interesting. I voted for Innova, Discmania, and Discraft, like the leading manufacturers, just because I believe they're more established. They know what runs they're making, and you see a lot of the pro players, they're sponsored by these companies. They're releasing these reliable discs every time. But in the same sense, there's so many discs that I haven't thrown, so my opinion is quite narrow-minded in the same sense.
Yeah, I think one of the things that is really important is to try out all the different brands before you judge everything, because I know a lot of people online and stuff will just be like, oh, Discraft's the only brand that's good because that's what Paul McBeth throws, whereas the only reason Paul McBeth throws Discraft really is because they're paying him to do that. He's a sponsored player, he's a professional athlete. I'm sure if you talk to Paul McBeth 3 years ago, he would have said Innova was the best because he was sponsored by them. If you talk to him now, he'll say Discraft's the best because he's sponsored by them. If you talk to him in 10 years' time when he's retired, assuming he's not got any bias, he might say, oh, Discraft have got some really great discs, Innova have got some really great discs.
I feel like it's more the thrower, because as a perfect example of this is that he shot an 18 under pretty much perfect round with Innova, and then he did the same with Discraft. So it's
definitely the archer and not the arrow, and hopefully I like to think that in 5 years' time, when brands like MVP are more established, there'll be sponsored players at the top level who throw MVP, who are the ones who are people will think. A good example is in the women's side. Sarah Hokum is one of the best women's throwers in the world. Yeah. And she's an MVP sponsored player, and she's been able to achieve her highest rating of all time this year throwing MVP discs. So it's like we say, it's the archer, not the arrow, and I think you can do good with all discs. But certainly a lot of the reason some older players or people who've been playing for more time, like Charlie, like to throw Innova is because that's what they're used to, right?
Yeah, and everyone's technique is different. How you react to your discs, everyone's got their own feeling of discs. Everyone's got a preference in plastics. Some people like beaded discs. Everyone throws discs differently. So there may be a disc that works for me that doesn't work for Harry, and vice versa. And it's the same for everyone. Did you want to look at your technique as well before we finish?
I think we might put that one on the back. I tell you what, we'll play the videos of me throwing, so you guys can have a good laugh at my expense, and then
okay.
We'll talk about actual form and technique another week. I'm sure we can have you back on the podcast some other time because it's been really fun. But I know Charlie's been looking forward to watching some awful disc golf technique. So we'll get that queued up now.
I won't say awful. I mean, I haven't seen it yet.
There's definitely some pretty awful stuff you're about to see. But to be fair to me, I'm gonna preface this with the fact that this was me throwing right-handed for the first time in about 2 months after being injured. So there is a little bit of dodgy technique going on here. So yeah, can you see that? Okay, Charlie.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, I think I've done slow-mo and stuff on these, so we should be able to check out me watching. I tell you what, I'll talk over it the first time and we'll play it again, and you can give some comments.
So this is at Manchester, and you're throwing out to the left of that bush, because it's a Mando?
It's Mando to the right of that bush, so throwing down the channel.
I'm just noticing where you started off your run-up.
Yeah, definitely interesting. Shane says, the pull through the neck video. Yes, it is the pull through the neck video.
See, I would say a lot of parts of your technique are actually better than mine. The way you extend your arms straight across your body. I did notice you pull it up a bit over your neck, and you might want to try lower that.
That's certainly the thing that stuck out to me the most when I watched this the first time. You can see it if you rewind back through here. Yeah. This part of my technique is pretty good. Apart from the fact I'm starting right at the back of the tee pad, I could probably run up a bit straighter. But I like to take a really large final step out to the back, which gets the disc out wide, which is really good. I could have my rear foot rotated more before I get to that point, I think. If you can get your rear foot more parallel, it's better. But I plant quite well. But then I do something really weird there.
It looks great there.
Yeah, and then I bring it really weird up through my neck like that, whereas I should bring it across my chest, I think. And then I think the follow-through is much better than it used to be as well.
It comes out clean, though.
Yeah, that throw actually went over 100 metres, so...
Wow.
Not bad. So I've got another angle to show. Because we don't do things by halves here on the Don't Shoot podcast. We get all the angles at once. So this is a different throw, but with the same disc.
Ah, I see. Yeah, your shoulder's quite high there.
Yeah. So I think what I do here is okay. I should probably try and work on the pump being a bit cleaner, but I think this is mostly okay. And then I'm leaning so far back on my reach back that when the disc comes through, it's really high, and I kind of bring my shoulder up.
Yeah. So when I was over in Ireland, I was playing with Ken Jarvis, who has got one of the best forms in the world. I'm not sure if people have seen videos of form. He's actually a distance world record holder. But something which he really highlights is, when you're practicing, when you're building your form, you want to take it really slow on those first few steps. And then on your last step, you want to build up that timing and the explosive power. It's not that you're going to be running, it's not how fast you run through the tee pad. It's how your whole body links up and the timing and the kinetic energy that comes through your arm and the way that passes on through to the disc in the best way.
Yeah, I think that's important to work on for me. I know what I've been told before by someone who's looking at my form is that I seem to go too hard from the start of the pull rather than accelerate through the pull, which is one of the things which generates the power.
Yeah.
But hopefully, that I was quite shocked at how awful some of those little bits of technique were in that video. So I'm looking forward to.
I was actually impressed by your reach back. Very impressed with that. You get it nice and straight.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised throwing that over 100 meters on that first video.
Yeah. It's certainly getting better, and looking forward to keeping working on my form. And so when I got injured, it's partly because my follow through. I hyperextend my elbow and my follow through sometimes, so that's the thing I'm currently focusing on. So leading with your elbow rather than leading with your shoulders.
Yeah.
If you can lead with your elbow and then pull through, your arm should never reach past 100% extension. Yeah. Whereas if you are doing it slightly wrong and you're yanking with your shoulder, you can hyperextend your elbow out like past. That would have hurt so much last week. This is so much better. You can hyperextend your elbow past 180 degrees, and that can be what gets you injured. So that's what I'm currently working on not doing.
So also you want to keep it very simple, very controlled, simple, and compact as well during your run up and your technique. Because to get that consistency, you want to have the same run up, same technique every time, and then that makes it easier for you adjusting your power and your angles with your different discs, and it just helps with your consistency really when you're out practicing. Just try it nice and smooth and slow.
Yeah.
That's my best advice really.
I think that's really good advice, and something that I certainly didn't do at all when I was learning. We've got Josh in chat saying that standstill throws really help me focus on the elbow, and I completely agree.
Yeah.
When I do my form practice, standstill throws make up a large part of what I do, or one steps really.
When I went over to the Estonian Open in 2016, I believe it was, I went to an Avery Jenkins clinic, and nearly pretty much the whole time, we were just doing standstill throws. He said it was just so essential to build your technique, just to dial in that standstill, because it really just, that smooth straight on, and it builds that.
One of the funny things I find at playing at Manchester is because we've got so many new players. A lot of people get to the point where they don't really know anything about disc golf technique. They've only watched people throwing, and they say, "Harry, how can I throw as far as you?" So I end up doing like mini clinics. Like, people don't want a 10-20 minute clinic when they're just at the course on a round. They want 1 minute. So I end up doing quite a lot of tutorials for them.
Yeah, I saw a video of that actually.
Yeah,
it's good.
And one of the things that I'm always shocked by when I'm doing that is how far my standstill throw goes when I'm doing the demo. it's quite often almost as far as my full throw. So I think that just influences how sometimes going back to basics, doing one steps or standstills is so important. And also it's a great skill to have when you're out on the round, because sometimes you're in a position where you don't want to be able to do a run up.
Yeah, I was gonna say courses like Dunbar, any wooded courses in tournament play, you wanna have different shots in the bag. You wanna have that standstill throw where you can step out, and also I wouldn't neglect the forehand. Me personally, I'm a very weak forehand player, and I've been trying to build that. But like if you're restricted, you're really gonna have to lean on that forehand, and if you practice it, then it might save you a couple shots.
One thing that's been actually a boon from being injured is I've been playing left-handed rounds. And that's going to be something that I continue to do in my actual rounds, because again, I'm not a forehand dominant player either, and I have actual wrist problems which prevent me practicing forehands. I can throw one or two just fine, but if I get to like 4 or 5, I can't throw any more that day. Yeah. So that just makes it super hard to get better at forehand. So for me, I think it's going to be
very volatile on the arm, isn't it? It's
all
about the snap.
So for me, it's wrists. I have RSI in my wrists. So I can't. It's that motion, the wrist bouncing that means I can't really play many forehands. So for me, I think a left-handed shot is going to be crucial to my game, to have some kind of disc that spins the other way. So I think hopefully going forward that'll be something I can work into my actual game.
It's something fun to do as well. Sometimes me and my dad, we've got 5 permanent baskets in the ground, a couple minutes walk away on a big sort of cricket pitch, around a cricket pitch. Sometimes for a laugh we just do like forehand only rounds or left-hander only rounds. It's good fun.
Yeah, it is really good.
It's good to mix it up.
Yeah, it's quite fun if you've got a shorter layout at your course, like if you're at Quarry Park and you've got the short course, or if you're at Manchester and you've got the red course, or anything like that. It's quite fun to mix it up a little bit and play one disc rounds, or mid-range only rounds, or left-handed rounds, or forehand only rounds, to mix it up and see what works, because you never know when you might need it. One thing that me and a friend often practice is forehand rollers. We'll do our normal round, but every tee shot we'll also throw a forehand roller, and just doing that has made me so much more confident at throwing them in tournaments or.
Oh, you need that for Quarry Park as well. The wooded holes, I think it's hole 9 and 10. I was impressed with Noah, his roller game. It's something that I want to keep practicing. I've put a Roadrunner in the bag for the backhand rollers. But like when I'm playing a tournament and I need to throw a roller, like I looked at the other players in my card and I'm like, what do I throw for this roller? Like what shape do I need?
Yeah, it's a skill that is really important to add, and it's something that you often miss, especially if your home course is a woods course, or your home course is a course where the grass is long and rollers don't work so well. It's something that you need to get to a field and practice, because otherwise the day will come and you'll be in a big tournament and you'll need to make a roller work and you won't know how.
Yeah.
So practice all your shots, including your forehand rollers, your overhands, if you're someone who wants to throw an overhand on occasion. So yeah, that's a good tip, I think.
It's a good get out of jail. If you've got that arsenal, as we're saying, the forehand, the standstill shot, and then you've also got rollers. You've you've got all those options to. And what this does, this will help you improve your shots because it'll give you a better percentage of getting in the green if you're trying to scramble for a par or even for the birdie.
We've got people in chat commenting that lefty only is insane, and also so much fun. So
really
got a mix up, and we've got Shane saying 400 roller on Bedworth hole 9. To me that sounds.
Bedworth.
Oh, you have to play Bedworth. It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. I would never have said that a long time ago. For me, it was very frustrating when I first played it, but I'm getting used to Bedworth now. But yeah, 400 roller on Bedworth hole 9 sounds like a great way to end up with your disc down on the railway tracks. So I might not listen to Shane's advice on that one, but we'll see.
That doesn't sound good.
Shane's probably got superior 400 roller skills to me.
I wanted to show one of my discs, one of the older discs I've got. It's a 1990 World Championships disc. I believe this is a Viper of some sort. I bought it from Steve Cornwell like a year ago. Yeah, I haven't even thrown it, but it's a good one for the wall.
Yeah, that is sweet. Right, Charlie, I think we've run over by 5 minutes or so. I think that's fine. I don't think anyone minds. I think we've still got 26 viewers here, so thank you so much for sticking around, everybody. Really great to have so many people in chat who are not normally here. So thanks for bringing them along, Charlie, and hope you've had fun.
Yeah, it's been a blast. Hopefully I'll come on some point in the future.
Yeah, well, when you win the Scottish Open, we'll have to have you back on. So
Adelaide Open, Scottish Open.
Yeah, back-to-back defending champion Charlie will be on in a few weeks.
That's the vision.
So yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. Cheers for participating in the giveaways. So Charlie will be sending that out. I will be sorting out the Disc Golf UK starter set, and we will be seeing you all next week, I believe, for another episode of the Don't Shoot podcast. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.